Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents the Flavor of Love Kickback Live. Yes, it's me, your host Chappell, and I am enjoying my spooky season dressed as a hood minion. And with me, we have a special guest today in the studio for the first time, Tiffany New York Pollard. What's good?
That's right. My name is New York, and I am the HBIC.
I love it. I love the cigarette. That's the perfect touch. Um, Chan- Chantele, welcome back again. I know a lot of people in the chat are here. Thank you all for joining us and for tuning in because Chantele, people were waiting on you to get to this episode specifically. I'm so excited. I know I asked you to record your reaction, so we're gonna get to that in just a second. But yeah, do you think this episode was worth the hype that we were having for it?
It was a great episode all around. Like, there was a lot of mess, there's a lot of name calling, a lot of fighting, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of quitting, there's a lot of nastiness, the cold story. There's a lot. We got a lot this episode, and I was here for every second of it. Yeah, it was great. It was a great episode.
Yeah, and if you are here checking us out on YouTube and Twitch, be sure that you join the chat. If you're listening to this on the podcast feed, make sure you come and try to catch us live one day because we have such a good time here with the chat talking about this and reminiscing. All the people in the chat have their feedback from when they watched it the first time, but we're all enjoying Chantel's journey into Flavor of Love because I'm sorry, it's probably the most fun I've ever had watching a show. Honestly, it's just
right, because we get to like anticipate what I'm going to be watching, or like just curious as to what my reaction is going to be, and like what's coming. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's like it's fun just to like wait and see.
Mm-hmm. And I was able to record your reaction for something, but we'll get to that later on. How about that? We'll save that for the end. I know when we got your reaction last time, we had to talk about it at the beginning because it was just that important.
It was important.
But yeah, in this episode, we end up losing 3 people, and Chantele, we exchanged them for 1. Are you excited now to have back on our screens for the remainder of whatever time she's going to be here, Tiffany New York Pollard?
Absolutely, especially because the women, just like, she gets under their skin. She just annoys them so much that she has to be there. Like, I had to see how much she pisses people off because Flav wants her to be there, and like they can't do anything about that other than self-eliminate. And if they aren't willing to do that, then they're gonna have to deal with Miss New York.
And some of them are willing to do that. We will find out. So let's jump into what happened in the episode. At the end of the last episode, as we talked about, Flav lined the women up and brought in his special guests back from season 1, New York from last season. The other women are not happy about it. Delicious is fake gagging and throwing up, and not in a good way. She says she threw up in her mouth and made her sick to her stomach that New York is here. And not only is she here, Chantele, but she's also saying that she's in charge of the eliminations.
Yeah, I mean, she took a little liberty as to what the reason was. Straight she was
lie.
There.
Straight lie. Straight lie. She came out the gate and said, and all the eliminations are up to me. 100% were her exact words, Chantele. Straight line.
Now, I feel as though, like, Baby Flav had to know that she's going into saying that, right? Like,
no.
Right?
No, 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 I don't think so.
I would assume that she would go in and saying that. No,
but see, you know New York better than Flav. See, he only knows season 1 New York, right? And he only knows what he saw, blah blah. But you have the insight of knowing New York, the present day New York. Present day New York, this is not a surprise at all. But I think just like base it off of like the last season of Flavor of Love and now this season, she's a bit different. We saw like, at the end of last season, she did, it almost got into a physical altercation with Pumpkin. She tried to bitch slap her at the reunion, but throughout the season, she wasn't necessarily violent. She would more like passive aggressively kind of be like, no, I don't have to talk to you, like that kind of thing. While the other people, Rain is like yelling and pointing her finger. She got loud with Pumpkin a couple times. She kind of got into it with Heidi, but I think this New York is like, a little emboldened by her time on TV.
Yes, and I think the fact that they're reaching out for her to come back, they might have paid her a pretty penny to come back. I wouldn't be surprised.
They gave her $0. I think
Really?
they didn't have to. This was such a phenomenon that the clout alone, Chantele, what imagine her saying no.
Well, she wasn't going to say no, but I
Right.
feel as though they might have like enticed her. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe she took the first offer, but I feel like
Mhm.
they're going to give her something,
You
right?
don't think you don't think it
Just
was
like you
just
want to come
enough?
back.
Well, I mean, it's not that you just Chantele, you keep forgetting. This is a show about love. Chantele, she loves this man. She loves
I
this
love
man.
him.
So
I love that man.
of course she would come back at the first chance that she would get. This is for the love of her life.
But she's coming in a different capacity here,
But she's coming in to help.
or do you think that she always knew that she would become part of the Bachelorettes?
So I think that if I'm New York, right? I think that worst case scenario, I come in, I make some waves, whatever, get a little TV time. Flav sends me on my way, kind of like Brigitte. Best case scenario, Flav liked me a lot last time I saw him. He did pick Hoops over me, but we did have a connection. So best case scenario, maybe I'm just close enough to where he looks at me and starts thinking, well, why would I deal with them when I already have New York here? So I think she's like playing the odds that regardless, she's getting something out of here. She's leaving here with something.
Yeah, you're probably right. She probably didn't get a red scent, and she probably was just hoping that he'd want her to stay. You're probably right. I guess also at that time, they're probably not dishing out a bunch of money for
Right.
people to come back. Like just having the TV time was likely enough for most people. But like it's the fact that I know that she could demand so much. She have gotten so much if she wanted to.
Yeah, after Flavor of Love season 1, she was a pretty big deal. But she wasn't the massive name that she is now. Like this New York would not immediately go on to host other shows like the one we see today. So, it took a bit for her to like get to the point where she can make her own, call her own shots and stuff like that. But I think back then, I think she was showing up for the price of love, Chantele. And so she's going to be helping Flav with the eliminations. She says she's in charge, but there's questions about that throughout. And Flav tells the women that they have to make her feel comfortable. And she says, you better, but nobody likes this. Bucky is not a fan. She said this is some bullshit. And immediately New York sits the girls down and says she's here to weed out the crazies and the uglies. She makes Buck Wild give her a new glass. She said, I don't know if you're trying to Mickey me or roofie me. What did she say? Don't slip me a Mickey or something like that.
I don't know. I don't remember.
She immediately told Buck Wild, like, no, that's not good enough. And then they ask her about, she starts asking questions, I think is what it was. And she asked the rest of them, like, how do they feel about seeing her? And right out the gate, I think you called this, Chantele. Boots immediately is like, no, I don't like this. You're trying to slob down my man, and it's not okay. Were you surprised by Boots in this episode at all?
No. I wasn't surprised. Like the only person I was surprised by is Buck Wild. Actually, that's the only person that like loosely surprised me this episode. Everybody else, we're pretty much acting how I'd expect them to.
Yeah. Boots says you're just another girl trying to slob my man down. And you're just a friend, honey. He brought you back in the friend zone. New York says, oh, you dream a lot. Your man. So they do have a quick conversation about, New York is saying, okay, well, if you're here for Flav and you feel this strongly about him, tell me why. And Boots goes on to say, like, well, I speak my own, he likes me because I speak my mind and this and other. And New York says something to the effect of, everybody speaks their fucking mind. Where do you think they get their ideas from? Their ass. She ain't been here 5 minutes, Chantele. She's on these people's necks.
She like, I don't know if she came in prepared with some like insults to sling at like whoever's gonna be there, but like she's so quick with like just with insults and being rude to people. Like I don't know how she has that like that catalog of vocabulary just so at easy access,
Yeah. She's good. I think she's watched herself back on TV now from Flavor of Love season 1, and she knows, like you kind of pointed out the first season, right? There are moments at the beginning where she's kind of like little meek, she kind of chill, And then she gets to like the end where I think the producers are like, more, call them whores, you know? And so I think that now she comes in and she's like, I have nothing to lose here. You know, I can say whatever I want. What are they going to do? Brittany in the chat points out that New York understood the assignment and she went above and beyond to deliver it. And I agree. Because we get some of the best New York one-liners in the history of television from this episode alone. Delicious does say something curious though, Chantele. She says, I think New York is here for TV. And I can't see her ever being with Flav. Do you agree with Delicious that this is for TV?
I think it's for TV, but I also think that she would be with Flav. I think that I still don't know, does she really like him or not, but she will go down, she'll marry him, she will have his children, like, you know what I mean? She will go the whole way. So yeah, I think she's half right. I think she is here for TV, but I think she would also be with Flav if she got him.
So earlier in the season, you and I talked, and we were talking about, I think it was at the end of last season, Chad have to correct me, but we were talking about the amount of kissing going on in this house. And you specifically pointed out, what if somebody has a cold sore? Now, turns out Beautiful has a cold sore, and Crazy is not okay. She's like gagging. She's asking Beautiful about it in front of everybody. And Beautiful like, yeah, I had a cold sore. It's gone now. I don't have AIDS. What do you think about this? Now, you watch a lot of shows where people kiss a lot. This cannot be the first time they've been passing around something. I mean, this might have been the first time, and then since then, who knows?
I don't know. For me, because I've never had a cold sore, it would scare me. Because they're very contagious, and like they don't go away. So like once you unless you you might be able to carry the virus and it not actually develop, which would be like best case scenario. But like I'd be really uncomfortable, and I wonder if now they do more protocols. I don't know if they test for herpes simplex virus 1 or whatever it is.
I highly doubt it. Because like. I just don't think they were doing those things along the lines of VH1 at the time. Now is a good question. Like I don't know.
And more so me now.
Yeah, that's a good question. It
might be in the umbrella of all the herpes, shingles, all that's in the same kind of umbrella. So maybe it does get tested for.
And Beautiful had a cold sore, but it's not to say that she was patient zero. You know what I'm saying? They've all been kissing Flav. Flav was just kissing a house full of women last year. Like, I know they blaming Beautiful, but I was ready to blame Flav. Who has kissed the most people?
That's true. And like, not to jump ahead, but he does have a bit of a reaction to this. And I'm wondering if he's realizing that maybe he is person zero, but he's trying to play it off that, Beautiful's the problem, but maybe he's the problem.
Well, even if he wasn't patient number like 0, like if he wasn't there on the ground floor, he definitely got it now. Like we've seen the way he been kissing Beautiful the last few episodes. The Beautiful kisses have been like intense. And so whatever he's trying to undo, it might be too late for that. And it doesn't look like
imagine at the end of the season everybody has cold sores.
I think it was Nibbles who, I love Nibbles. She said, well, look, we could trip over it, but we all got to alcohol our lips down because we all kissed this man. I was like, that's a good point. Like, ain't no point tripping over here now. Like,
does that work?
No. but that's what she's saying. She's like, it's too late. Whatever you're like, you fake throwing up Crazy. Are you not going to ever kiss him again? Like,
yeah, I mean, and throwing up is like, it's not like a barf type thing. It's just like a, ugh. Like, shit. Sorry if anybody has cold sores. I know it's probably a very, very annoying thing to deal with. I've never had one, so I'm actually just like, I don't want to be in that world.
Well, Melissa in the chat says, don't quote me, but I think this came up during Love Island this year. Nick had an injury to his lip that people were very concerned was a cold sore. It wasn't, and they tested for it.
I do remember that. People were like, yes. And then people were also saying that Tyreek potentially had a cold sore on his lip on Love Island Games. Like, there was like a little, like, kind of like a white bump. It didn't look like a cold sore to me. I don't know what it was, if it was just like maybe like a, an imperfection that we're just noticing because we're staring at his face all day. But people were saying that he had a cold sore as well.
So, not to be distracted by any cold sores, because she will not be stopped. New York, really wants to reconnect with Flav. She hasn't seen him in a while, and she wants to tell him good night and show him how much she appreciates him by immediately hopping in bed and making out with him. Brigitte kind of did something like this. Her and Flav were kissing a little bit, but I don't know if it got this intense. Like they may or may not have done it. The show leads you to believe that they was having sex.
Okay, but like if they're having sex, like why is he bringing her on as like the friend? You know what I mean? So maybe he knew all along that he was going to be bringing her back into the competition, and maybe she knew as well, and she's just playing this role here. Because like, if you're just coming on as a friend, would you go and have sex with your ex? Then you're supposed to be helping him choose his new girlfriend.
What if New York's plan was, if I go in here, put it on him real quick, then maybe he might see me different. Because you're like, she's still, again, I still think that New York, she really likes this man, maybe loves him. We've had varying levels of how into New York, how into Flav New York is. So if she is into him, one way of getting to him would be to spend a little time with him. We know Flav likes quality time.
That's true. So you're thinking that maybe it was all innocent with Flav's part with bringing her back just to help him with the elimination, but she's using it as an opportunity to get her man back because she should have won him last season, and now she has another chance.
I think for Flav, it's about TV. Flav, like, bring back New York. She's a star. I think for New York, she can make whatever she wants of it, and if it's something else, then she's gonna take whatever chances she can get, and because she's smart, she's very intelligent, and so she knows I'm here to make good TV, but also if I can work my way back in here, Flav doesn't hate her. She was runner up, and she, in a sense, she was right. She said that Hoops and Flav wouldn't work out. At the reunion, she's like, see, like a friend. I knew it wasn't like that. You said it was like that. It's not like that. So, I think she's just coming to capitalize. That's all I'll say. So New York, the next day, she's getting ready, smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. What do you think about people smoking in someone's home like this? Like, she's smoking in the girls' bathroom.
I mean, at that time, everybody smoked everywhere. Like, I remember, I used to like be a regular smoker, and like I'd be bartending, I'd be like making drinks and the cigarettes hanging out of my mouth, like like I literally was that person. And so I don't know, cigarettes were just more free flowing back then. We weren't as concerned with like those smelling like cigarettes. Like, I think I even smoked in my apartment. You know what I mean? So yeah.
This annoys Delicious. She says New York is in there putting on her face, rolling her hair, and smoking cigs, more cigs than anybody can count, getting ready to be the bitch that she's known to be. And so they get a flavogram, and the flavogram says they're going to do a magazine shoot, and New York is in charge of getting them ready. And she says, do what she says, because she will be helping to decide who to eliminate. So they all go get dressed, and this is where the gold comes in, right? You're telling New York she has carte blanche to judge people openly. And she will take every second. She's pissed at Boots for taking her time. Don't make me come up there. Come on, bitches. I said a half hour. She's doing that thing. And then we get one of my favorite New York quotes. I say this all the time. Do you know you have 30 minutes? You have 30 minutes. 30 minutes. It's like the best reaction video to use on Twitter. It's just this there were so many hits, Chantele, on this episode. I don't even know where to start. There's so many.
Like, I don't even know how do you be who she is? I was thinking, like, if I was on a reality TV show, like, maybe if like I'm getting gassed up, or Gwen, I'm getting gassed up by the producers, like, is this how this is evolved? Because I just don't know how she's so good on the spot, but coming up with these like lines, like, she's just such gold. She's so talented. Just
that's my favorite.
Real,
That's my favorite New York quote. Is the 30 minutes one, because I think she was just being, like you said, being real in that moment. She was literally like, I came here to antagonize you. You have 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes. 30. She's on their necks. She's rushing them all. Get your asses down here. Let's see what the hell you got. Buck Wild's trying her best. She says, I'm not trying to piss her off, because she's crazy and she doesn't want to go there with New York. New York says Boots is disrespectful because she's upstairs taking her time. And she says her first impression of Boots is straight up video hoe, hip hop trash.
I mean, just doesn't say the hip hop trash, but like we talked about video hoes, right? Remember my friends were video hoes back in the day. So I get, like, I actually think they're hot and they're beautiful and like, but then straight up hip hop trash. I'm like, oh, you could have left it a little nice here, but yeah, she's not friendly with Boots at all.
No, she said, don't you ever make New York wait for you. Get your ass in line and shut your mouth. But Boots ain't having it. She has one fucking mama, and New York is not her. So they end up going back and forth, and she famously says, "You're out of it," and tells Boots that she's out of the running, I guess.
I was like, oh my God, like that would be so, I mean, I don't think it would actually happen, but if she was like, yep, Flav's not picking you, you're out, you're not coming to the photo shoot, and like just kicks her out or something. Oh man.
So
poor Boots.
New York goes down the line and she starts with Nibbles. Nibbles is dirty, trashy, slutty, and really gutter butt. It's just something about her that's really gutter butt. Now, she knows, as you know, by the end of this episode, we will lose Nibbles. She knows Nibbles all of 2 days and is going completely off about her.
Yeah, it's like sad because like I think Nibbles is a little misunderstood and she has like a good heart, I would think, but yeah, there's no mercy from Miss New York. No mercy for Nibbles.
She says, you need a manicure. She tells her to her face, you need a manicure and you need to wear a bra. She goes down the line. She says, crazy, your dress is 2 sizes too big. Buck Wild, you look like a fairy princess. There were sides over the pits of hell.
Like Buck Wild was like, oh, like,
yeah, she hated it. I like when she goes to Beautiful and says, are you a bridesmaid? No, you're not. No. Because she was like, this is so stupid. So she tells everybody that she's completely in charge of elimination and she demands an apology from Boots. Boots says she deserves an apology too, but New York is not going to do it because I don't apologize because I don't make mistakes.
I mean, she don't make mistakes when you're apologizing for. I get it.
She was being rude as hell. You know, like, I get it. I get it. She felt like she was disrespected. Boots is taking her time coming downstairs and this and other. But let's get your ass in line. Like, can't no other grown person talk to me like that. I'm sorry. Like this. No.
How would I react though if I was?
How would you react?
I don't. How would I react? I don't think I'd be able to take it serious. I don't think I could be offended by it, right?
You would just be like, well, I mean, I don't know, because like,
or like, would it activate me? Maybe it would activate me. I don't know.
I think you would laugh. I think you would laugh.
She'd be like, "What are you fucking laughing at?"
Yeah. I think you would
like.
laugh.
And then she'd say something negative about like my appearance or something, and maybe it would piss me
be like,
off.
We look just alike, you know.
I look like you, but I look better. So, maybe she'd activate me. I don't know, but like, yeah, me at 20, I was a little bit more of a hothead back then for sure. So maybe I'd get activated.
She's figured out who to pick on too. She knows she can get a rise out of Boots, so she goes to her and says, "Now, what are we gonna do about that mouth?" And she asks Boots for an apology again, and Boots finally, calmly, like, I will apologize for being tardy. And that's when New York famously will say, Boots was rambunctious until her back was against the wall and she was afraid to come out of the corner. Which, you know, it's not really the version of the events that we saw, but okay. We get to
Did you notice though that she does a little bit of the Boots? It's a little bit.
A little bit. It's I think a little bit. It wasn't. It's not as good as it could be. She really needs to lean into that.
Well, we'll have time to monitor the progression of the Boots.
We do. We really do. So they get to the photo shoot, and this is where again some of the hottest lines, the bars that will come out of this episode are from this moment. She tells Buck Wild to get rid of that trailer park part, before heading to the photo shoot in the first place. Chantele, trailer park part is just rude.
though, right?
Is it like are trailer parks known for their middle parts?
I think it might be that, trying to look like someone from the trailer park, trying to look more posh, and like maybe that's what she's just like saying, like she has her hair part in the middle, so like because she thinks of her as trailer park trash or whatever, then that's the part that she has. I knew what she meant though. That's the point. Like I don't know if there's a specific term, but when she said that about Buck Wild, I knew what she meant.
I'm telling you, bangers. All of New York's lines in this episode are bangers. There is the moment when Flav comes down the stairs and he's like, "Oh, New York, they look so good." And she's like, "Woo, it was so hard getting them together. They came down here." She made it sound like they were so raggedy. She's
my God.
My work cut out for me. I mean, Bucky came down in purple eyeshadow. Dear God. Like, come on, man.
I mean, I have to say though, but like I haven't been a fan of Bucky's eyeshadow, so called out on that. I thought that was a correct assessment there.
New York is here to help Flav, but she says that their history is still playing in the back of her mind as well. They end up taking a limo ride in damn near silence. And Flav picked up on the women not wanting New York around and the vibe that New York doesn't care at all about those women. In front of everybody, Flav tells Nibbles that he's still trying to figure out how to work her into his family. He's like, I have kids, and I don't know if I can bring Nibbles to that. And she says, well, just because I'm sexual doesn't mean that I'm having sex with everyone. While, we just saw last episode, Bucky was literally like, Nibbles will have sex with everyone, with anyone.
I mean, I don't think that just because somebody is sexual doesn't mean that they can't be around children. I mean, you can maybe ask, like, hey, can you wear a bra when you're around my kids? Like, you can, I think you can ask that. I think it's a fair thing to ask. And maybe be like, I don't want to be overly sexual in front of my children. They're too young, and I don't want to have to explain certain things. And I think that would be a fair thing to ask someone. But other than that, like, I don't think that just because she, dances on the internet means that she's not fit to be a girlfriend. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Nibbles got the worst. She got a bad rap. I don't think that none of this is fair to her, because you shouldn't have put her on the show if you knew that she had a job like this. If you were never gonna take her seriously. And then on top of that, like you said, her being sexual does not mean that she's just gonna go and whore it up in front of your kids. And this is the same man who has this woman on his show shaking ass. So it's like, I can't take you seriously, Flav, because you are not some like pillar of morality on this show. All of a sudden, you're like, but I have children. It's like, okay, did they see how you was acting last season? Because
even him and Bridget, like in the bathtub, like they're always in the bed rolling around and stuff like that. And so these definitely displayed sexuality. And I'm sure if his kids have seen any of his shows that he's done recently, he's seeing him as their dad in a sexual way. So it just seems that they were kind of just slut shaming her, but it was the time.
It was the time. It was the time. She was ahead of the time. So photo shoot. The shoot is happening, and New York is, I guess, the creative director. She's going to be giving her critiques and cleaning the women up as they go. She says, Buck Wild, this is not a soup kitchen. Straighten that neck up. Which Jay already put in the chat because it's that good.
But does that mean like, because like she's like going like her head's down like this because she's going to the get her soup bowl? Like,
New York is just talking. She told that woman that she was a fairy princess from the gates of hell. Like, that doesn't. There's no way you can rationalize that.
Okay.
She just saying mean shit. But Bucky, you're looking a little tight in the face. And then, of course, iconic Mari's favorite line. I know this to be a fact. Give it up, Delicious. You look like a man.
She looked pissed.
Give it up, Delicious. You look like a man. Went triple platinum. It went triple platinum. It's mean. It's problematic. It's inaccurate, but it's so funny.
It's definitely all of what you said, all of the above there. Like, I definitely laughed, but it was very mean. Like, it was mean.
She said, Buck Wild, why don't you try to smile? Because sexy isn't working for you. Like, she's just not giving her anything. Chantele. Said God.
I understood what she meant, though.
You're on Buck Wild's neck today.
I mean, I don't know. I guess because like she was exposed, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that for sure. Buck Wild is not loving this, right? Because she's trying her best to be nice to New York, but New York is just eating her up left and right. So we'll see like Buck Wild in the confessional being like, nah, New York needs to shut the fuck up before I shut her the fuck up. There are other moments too where she just, you can tell she's over it. After the shoot,
I think though the reason why New York is picking on Buck Wild is because she sensed that she was maybe a fraud or like a little bit like, so you know, when like, I'm not gonna say the B word, but when B words, they find someone that are a little bit more meek, a little bit more, you know, soft that they can pick on. And she's kind of someone that she can pick on. And like, look, she's all acting big in the confessionals, but when New York is there, she's not defending herself or, you know, hold me back. Like there's none of that happening. And so I think that New York is just kind of poking at her because she lets her, and it's kind of an easy target.
She pushes back a little bit. There are definitely moments where New York is just like, first New York calls them all pathetic. And then she does lean into Buck Wild for a little bit. She's like, where are you from? And do you think you're darker than what you are? Like black? She then says, I think Buck Wild says like, I'm not trying to be black. I'm just acting like me. She says, well, you sound ignorant. She's like, well, you look ignorant. She's like, bitch, I will be ignorant all over your ass. Flav comes in, sits down, and he kind of picks up that Buck Wild is upset. He goes, Buck Wild, what's going on? And Buck Wild tells the truth. She says, she came in here. I've been trying to be cordial, but she's calling me stupid and all this other stuff. And it was like, no, she calling me uneducated. And she said, I've never called her uneducated. I was like, New York, you just called her ignorant. And she's like, oh yeah. She goes, well, that's not. Yeah, that is uneducated.
Yeah, you're right. You got me.
She said it in front of everybody. And so Buck Wild knows those two things mean the same thing. She tells us a confessional, you dumb bitch. And so Flav says, be nice, New York. Why did you call her ignorant? He's handling her with so much care. And her reaction is like, it's the disrespect for me. Goodbye. And she storms out.
Like, taking her side?
No, Flav, no. Like, oh my God, the dramatics.
She's so dramatic, and like you can hear like the cry, like the sounds of tearing up in her voice. I don't know if she's putting that on or not, but like it's excellent acting work. Like so it's like sound like you're about to cry. Like it's like she sounds like she's about to cry, and people are like, "Is she crying? Is New York crying?" Like, and all the other women were like, couldn't believe that she left crying.
No, it's a mess from jump. And Flav, of course, chases after her because you know that's exactly what she wants. And she's like, no, Flav, I'm here to help you. And let me help you. Let me be your New York. Let me do the job that you brought me here to do. And Flav's like, I'm sorry, and all this other stuff. And then next thing you know, they're kissing again. Chantele, I know you were probably suspicious that New York might be coming back into the game, but how'd you feel about halfway through?
Well, I wasn't sure if she was coming back in this episode or not. I still had it lingering that she must last more episodes if she was going to have any sort of spin-off shows or like to make even more of an impact. I also didn't feel as though, you know, the producers would only actually bring her back for just one episode. Like she just causes so much drama that it just didn't make any sense for her to not be on for longer. And when they started kissing here, I wasn't necessarily thinking that she's going to be coming back, but it was always kind of on my mind. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
He tells her he loves her like 3 times. Like, I love you, New York. Like, don't be like that. And she's like, I'm just here to help you. And I always have love for you too. And they kiss and makes up. And she says, I'm here for Flav. And that's all that matters. Inside, they're talking about New York and they're like, she just wants attention. Delicious says she don't even think New York is in charge of eliminations. And so Crazy, like, I got a question. So New York comes in and Crazy asks her point blank, are you in charge of elimination? I don't think, no, she tells her, I don't think you're in charge of eliminations anyway. And New York is incensed. She like, what? You go, me? She don't really, she can't lie and say it because Flav just said that she's not, like, Flav is about to come inside and basically call her a liar. But they are going at it. I mean, she hits Crazy with the shut the fuck up with your weak ass. And then she hops on the table. She says she's in charge of eliminations again. And then she starts poking Crazy in the forehead. Now, when she actually, I forgot that she physically touched Crazy. I knew she put her hand in her face. Chantele, how would you react if another grown person got up on the table and poked you in the forehead?
I am a pacifist, but I also react.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm heated and someone did that to me. I might punch them in the face, and it wouldn't just be a reaction. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be able to stop it because it would just be like literally pressing the button to get a fucking smack. Like I definitely would. It would just be automatic, I think.
I commend Crazy for not reacting like she could have, because like it could have been a fist fight.
I would be so angry.
Yeah, it could have been a fist fight. She says, you need to calm down because someone else gonna spit on your ass. And New York's like, don't again. I was like, New York, please, you don't open up this can. Crazy has the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world right now.
But okay, I'm just thinking like I would react like if someone spat on me, I would probably punch them, and if someone poked me in the forehead, like it's the same type of
same energy,
like energy of disrespect that like would make me throw hands.
Yeah,
I would never fight.
I mean, but look, this New York is it's like New York is begging Crazy to fight her. You know, I mean, at some point she literally like shakes the chair that Crazy is in, and Crazy hops up, obviously, so she doesn't fall out the chair. And New York's like, what? You know, throwing her hair back and stuff like that. Like it could have gotten violent. Like, you know, if she had picked a crazier person to pick on, I think that this might have been New York's last episode.
But if they like came on to her though, and like she just defended herself,
I think had she done this with Boots, I think they're both off the show immediately. Like it's Safari all over again. You know, don't hit me with flowers. Like, God, Chantele, what if Safari was still here when New York pulled up?
Oh, that wouldn't have worked out.
We were robbed.
We might, but then we might not have gotten New York on any more episodes because it might have been a physical altercation, right? So,
absolutely. The fact that Safari
booted,
Safari would have been on her ass the moment she came through the door. Okay, so Flav comes back in and he admits to the women that New York is not in charge of eliminations. But after the fight, they asked Flav to do one more photo shoot for pics with Crazy. And so Crazy is the favorite. She gets to go do the photo shoot with Flav, and she knows the women are probably hating on her. And they cut to Delicious, who is indeed hating on her. She tells the other girls, I don't trust Crazy. Even if he doesn't pick me, he should not pick Crazy. Her and I think Delicious calls her a hating ass, lying ass, fake ass bitch.
Yep. I guess like what must have happened is that Delicious and Crazy, he kind of pit them against each other by saying that he likes them kind of both, and like, you know, they've kind of been like one's at the top and the other one's second, and like keep back and forth, and so Delicious must just really see her as competition and is now trying to find any way to get rid of her, because they did start out as friends, like they were friends in the beginning,
yeah,
like and Crazy's actually still like what happened to Delicious? Like, where'd she go? Like, we were friends. And so I'm kind of on Crazy's side a little bit here, because like I feel like Delicious has just kind of switched up on her and has gone mean, and now is like using everything against her to try to get her eliminated. And I'm like, maybe she is here for the wrong reasons, but like, are you really here for the right reasons as well? So yeah, maybe it's just like projection.
So the one thing that Crazy did give them some ammunition, and poor Crazy, she will continuously give people ammunition. That's kind of her thing. Last episode,
she stood up more to Delicious though than she did to Boots.
Yeah, for sure. She told that lie last episode with knowing Flav's music, and Delicious is not going to let that go. She's like, it's the dishonesty, that's really driving her crazy. So Flav decides to take New York and get the rundown of all the women, and obviously New York has a lot to say, but she was kind of, I'd say, like, she was nice about it in front of Flav. She said, I don't think Buck Wild would fit into your life romantically. I think she said something to the effect of, like, I think it was like, nibbles. She's sexual, like she was being kind about it in a way where she really has not, but obviously she's
more tame in front of Flav.
Exactly. She said beautiful is reserved. She doesn't have enough energy. She talked nibbles. She says, what does she do? Basically just takes ass shots of any kind, of whatever kind. She says Bucky is lukewarm, like lukewarm water. She might not have enough oomph for Flav. Boots is very opinionated, but New York admits that Boots is there for Flav. New York says Delicious is interested in Flav. And then New York says that Crazy is just telling Flav what he wants to hear, and she's not speaking from the heart. What do you think about New York's reaction to all the women?
She wasn't really wrong kind of in what she was saying about them. I definitely was like, when she was talking about like Delicious, we've even talked about, Beautiful being like, oh, like, I forgot her, she was here, like she's pretty, but like, who is that person? Oh yeah, it's Beautiful. And so I agreed with like pretty much all of her assessments of everybody. I was like, yeah, you're kind of right. So yeah, I was kind of on the same page as her. Maybe with like her tame version of her opinions, I'm on board with.
In the confessional, New York says everything about Buck Wild is fake and totally offensive, including that fake ghetto shit. She's just a fake ass bitch.
And we did discuss whether or not she was real, right? It's been a topic of conversation many, many times. And we were asking, like, does she dream in that? Like, we were skeptical. And so New York called it out right away. And I think with her reaction, that it's kind of like, remember when she was being called out by that, and like that was like, if you leave now, that means that you were lying, that you were fraud. Well,
yikes. Yikes. So when asked about New York, though, Flav goes to her and says, like, what about you? What should I be thinking about you right now? And she tears up and tells him how hard it is for her to see him with other girls. And he says the ride home made him start looking at New York differently. Do you believe that this was the moment he was like, I think I'm keeping her in?
No, I think the moment was when he kissed at the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where he was starting to think about it. And then the fact that he asked her in the car, but because like he's probably been thinking about it that whole time, and now he has her alone, and now he's like, wait, so how are you actually feeling?
Yeah.
Right? They're on the same page. Like if she's just putting on the antics for the show, or if she wants to be, if she's still interested in him. And so I think he was testing the waters here, but been thinking about it since the kiss in the car.
The girls are still with the editor of the magazine, and he's asking them some questions. He wants to know who is the biggest bitch, and they all point to Boots, who raises her hand and says, yep, and I love it. And then they ask who is the most fake in the house. And you would think maybe Buck Wild's name would come up, but Bucky points directly at Crazy, and Delicious just starts going in. She's like, I think Crazy she said, I think someone told her that she could sing, and she's trying to get discovered. And Crazy is sitting right there as Delicious throws her right under the bus and says that she's fake and she's here to be a singer.
Now, since then, have we heard of Crazy's? Does she have a single? Does she in a group? Like, she definitely has the look of an early 2000 R&B girl group. Like, I could see her in a group. I can't see her really in a solo career, but I can see her in a group. If
I can't tell you.
Okay.
All right. Crazy hates this from Delicious. She says everything Delicious does is devious. She's still talking about the lying and the dishonesty from the last episode, but Delicious says Crazy is not here for Flav, and I'm gonna let it be known. New York ends up asking the girls later on what they talked about, and Delicious opens right back up again and says, Flav might keep Crazy to the end up heartbroken. And Crazy's listening outside the door and hears everything Delicious is saying. And so she says she needs to be called out because she's a lying, two-faced, backstabbing bitch. And so now we have Delicious versus Crazy. What'd you think about this fight?
I'm impressed that Crazy's standing up to her. Like she's standing straight, and it looks like Delicious is a little bit retreating here. You know what I mean? And so I'm impressed by Crazy being able to hold her ground here, it seems. Especially like Delicious is taller than her. I would be intimidated by Delicious. So I'm impressed by Crazy being able to hold her ground a bit.
She did. She fought back. Delicious was talking shit about her behind her back. And Delicious they're getting each other's face about it. And then Delicious tells us in confessional that Crazy, in a moment of confidence, tells Delicious she was asked to take her underwear off in the hot tub with Flav. You and I talked about this, that they both got naked in the hot tub, perfectly fine, within bounds or whatever. And Delicious, I think she says, and I know you sucked his dick or something like that too, right? She like completely throws her under the bus in front of everybody. And this starts another whirlwind of fighting.
See, that's what I don't necessarily like is this happened with Toasty as well. Like
Toasty, yeah.
If you're gonna be doing stuff with like I don't know, I just don't know if I love slut shaming someone to make them look bad for something that they told you that they did when you guys were still friends. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how I feel about that. Because obviously Crazy thought that they were still good, and to be like, oh, like this is what we did, like just like kind of gossiping with her girl, and then to use it to like shame her about it, like I don't love that retaliation.
Yeah, this was very interesting to me because Delicious does point out that like, okay, y'all must have been getting sexual, and so Crazy kind of calls her on it. She says Delicious is just mad because Crazy is her number one competition, and Delicious is yelling, "You ain't my motherfucking competition." And she tells us that Crazy can dish it out, but she can't take it. Now, she feels really betrayed. Crazy does, and she's like, Delicious pretended to be friends with her, basically realized that she was a front runner, and then has been trying to take her out. Do you agree that that is the case?
Yes, I do.
I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, now in Delicious' defense, let's say Crazy is a front runner and also competition. She can also still be doing the same things that Delicious said, right? She could still be being fake. She could still be there for TV and all that kind of stuff, but she is also her number one competition. So it kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Like on the one hand, you might be right, but on the other hand, you kind of tripping because you're going out of your way.
Usually, I mean, to make it a TV show, so like be as dramatic as you want to be. I'm just like talking about like the morality of it if it was like a proper situation. But like I would just hope that the bad seeds would just go on their own. I wouldn't want to like have to facilitate like if she's here for the wrong reasons. Like I don't want to be the one that's going to go and tell him like, oh, like she's doing this and that. Like I don't know. I just would be like, you know what? He'll figure it out on his own. If he doesn't, then he's not the man for me. You know what I mean? Like I would just want it to naturally play out. I wouldn't necessarily want to be influencing the decisions because like I have some insider information about them. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. No,
like I wouldn't want to be a snitch.
We thought Red Oyster was bad, but you can't tell these women nothing. Okay, like they running it back every time. I kind of agree with you there too. I just personally wouldn't want to be the snitch. That's it. Like whatever.
Yeah, I'll gossip, but I won't snitch.
Yeah, if Flav like you, he like you. But like you kind of getting crazy up out of here. I mean, good for you, but also like it kind of looks. It's not a great look, but Flav hears this. And he pops in to find out what the argument is about. New York says people are being real and calling people out. Delicious says Crazy is not here for Flav, but she has to tell him now because if she doesn't, he'll be more devastated even later on when he finds out that she is fake and not here for Flav. Now, Delicious is kind of tearing up when she's saying this as well. You can tell that like Delicious is like, I would hate to lose my spot to somebody who's not here for you. So
I see that,
kinda, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I get it. Like I get it. So she says she's fake again, and she says, oh, and then she tells Flav, and also she told me about what happened in the hot tub between the two of you.
See, I don't like that. Though.
And she says, and Flav's like, well, what happened? She's like, well, did y'all got in the hot tub? And he's like, and what? And so she says, and y'all both got naked. He said, and that happened, and now what? And she's like, well, the point isn't that it happened. The point is that she told me, and I shouldn't know what's going on in y'all business because that's y'all business. And I'm like, well, Delicious, if that's the case, why are you telling everybody?
Exactly.
It's tough. Although she just glosses over the part there where she insinuated that Crazy gave Flav a blowjob. Like she doesn't even talk about that. Like she somehow managed to like, Toasty can learn something from Delicious. Yeah. This is where Toasty gets caught up and Delicious just like masterfully gets out of the conversation.
Yeah, she gave him enough information so he stopped pressing her on what was said, and she got to stay clear of like the adult content that she omitted.
And she directed him back to Flav. She said, back to Crazy, because she said, like, why is she telling me your business? And Flav's like, I do want a woman who can keep secrets. Yeah, I do. I don't know why she's telling all my business either. Like, he starts to kind of sway toward what Delicious was saying. So I'll give her credit for this one. She made it out of there scot-free. Crazy, however, did not. And so she goes to see Flav. She's in his bedroom and she's talking about how the other girls are jealous. And he tells her that they're using Flav and Crazy's private moments against her. And then Crazy's like, yeah, I get that. So maybe I should just shut the hell up. Crazy then tells Flav one more thing, because he goes to kiss her. And she's like, hold on, pause. Before you do that.
I can't kiss you right now.
Yeah, I can't kiss you right now. Why, Crazy? Why can't you kiss him right now? Well, Beautiful had a cold sore on her lip. And look at Flav's face.
He was bewildered.
He's stunned. I think in this moment, Beautiful is getting sent home. This is the moment.
Oh, 100%. Like in his reaction, like there was no leniency. There was no like, are you sure about, like, there was none of that. Like he was just like, okay, she's out of here. Like he was done. He was just, she had to go.
He don't even ask, like you said, he don't ask no follow-up questions. He don't go to Beautiful and be like, hey, what was up with that? They say you got something on your lip. He's done at that point. So that brings us to the eliminations. And I mean, Chantele, we recorded your whole situation.
I hope it's good. I don't even know where I did.
Well,
we'll see, soon watch. We'll find out.
Yeah, we gotta watch it. So obviously we get our clocks coming down to the people. We get the first person who definitely ain't going nowhere is Delicious at the top of the pyramid. Crazy is shocked. She doesn't know what Flav sees in Delicious. And she says, Delicious is a fake.
It's shelf.
It's that ass.
Like he needs her to walk away every episode,
Yeah. What is it? I hate to watch you go. I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. Like, yeah, that's the one. Or as Bishop Don Juan said, you got a good future behind her. So second up is not Crazy. It's Boots. Boots gets the next clock, and she hopes New York isn't mad about it. Bucky gets the third clock, and then it's time to get Buck wild, dog. She turns to New York and says, and I'm sorry, I really have been trying to be nice to you, with like her last ditch effort of like making amends. And New York does one of my favorite New York reactions. And yep, that's the one. If you know New York, you know the GIF. Move along. I gathered some GIFs for just for the occasion. So hold on. I got a couple more New York ones in the bag for us. Let's see the next one. We already did that one. Oh yeah, this one is good. New York getting ready for the day. That's one that I've seen quite often on the internet as well. Yeah, quaffing that hair. Buck Wild did say it looked like something was gonna crawl out of New York's hair. But now Buck Wild, we're looking at her crazy anyway. Like, you need to watch what you're saying about Black women's hair. Just saying. Like, you don't get a pass, lady. I like this one. I want an apology. That's a good one. And then, of course, the thumbnail is New York in her iconic shrug as she's watching all the drama unfold in front of her. And I think I got the one of crazy getting almost flipped out of her chair too, but that was just for my own personal collection because that's funny to me. Look at that. All of this, Chantele, was from one episode, and I see these gifs all the time. Like, these are the top search gifs on like when you search New York's name.
They're epic. This episode was epic. She's making her comeback, and she's doing it in style for sure.
Yeah, she delivers. She really does. So we're down to the last few. And the three women left are the ones New York liked the least. Well, she said Nibbles wouldn't fit in with his family, and she's nasty. Beautiful has no voice, and Crazy is here for her career. So the person who gets called down first is Beautiful. And Flav tells her she doesn't have enough aggression for him. And I just think that's BS. I think that he just made that up because of the cold sore.
Well, I think it's true, but he says in his confessional, he's like, well, I think it might have been a little bit of that cold. Like, it's like, but like I tried something else. So, we know that the cold sore really bothered him, and he does like aggression. I do agree with that. I believe that is true, but I think he would have kept her around a little bit longer if the cold sore didn't exist. It didn't happen.
Yeah. So pour one out for this year, my season winner pick and big old crush here, Kelly J with her cold sore having ass. Yeah.
Kelly J.
Yeah. Shout out to Beautiful. Next up, Flav says he has 2 clocks left. And 2 people left, Crazy and Nibbles. He says, one of y'all is not good for my kids, but I appreciate your honesty. It's Nibbles. Nibbles said, I didn't come here to be a role model. I signed up to be a lover. I still think that's fair. I think Nibbles gets a bad rap. And as she said, Flav missed out on a good fuck. Her words, not mine.
You're not lying. I believe her,
She looks like she knows her.
Yeah. And so he did miss out.
Yeah. Wonder where Nibbles is today. I wonder if we'll see her again. So he made his final elimination for the night, and then he tells Big Rick to unveil one last clock. The other women look shocked. Delicious is in denial. But New York is in the motherfucking house. Chantele, New York is back. How you feel now that she's officially in the game?
Yay! I knew it, and we need her here, right? Like, you can't tease her and then she leaves, and then it would be back to like everybody else. Like, she brings the spice, It was a spicy season so far, like before she came, but you can't bring a little bit extra like good spice. It's like having some good hot sauce and like not having enough for the rest of the dish. Like the meal is good to start, but like then you're getting some really good hot sauce, and then you only have enough for like one bite. Like no, they needed to put the hot sauce on the whole dish. So yeah, I knew she had to because she's staying, and I had a feeling she was coming back, and I'm happy to have her.
When I told you to record your reaction, did you think that's what I thought you were reacting to?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I figured as much. No, we have something else to watch here. So if you're watching this, get a load of what Chantele sees when New York is asked to stay. I'll go back about 10 seconds.
That is my man.
First of all, pause. Look at how you're beaming. You are so happy to have her back.
I know.
You look like your daughter just came on the show. Like, oh my God, she found her man. All right, here we go.
Spoke it from day one, and I'm here to speak it again. Flav and I were inseparable. I'm gonna have to give this back to you. That girl disrespected your house. She smoked in here. She assaulted somebody in here, and I don't think it's right that you keep her. But she insulted the people in the house, and I think it's disrespectful. That's the only girl I've ever met in my life that I don't know what the hell she's gonna do. She is crazy. And if somebody touches my body, I'm gonna fucking lay them out. And I'm on probation. I just spent $30 grand to get out of jail. I'm not going back to jail for that bitch. I'm not ruining my life for her.
Don't go no place, Buckwild.
I can't stay here. I really don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. If you got handcuffs and handcuff her to a bed, I will stay here. Other than that, I don't trust her. She drinks too much. She goes crazy. I don't know what she's gonna do.
She's not gonna touch you.
I don't trust her. She's crazy. She's mentally disturbed.
I trust her.
I'm shocked.
I wouldn't let her stay.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
Where the fuck did your accent go?
Where did
that shit go? Where did your
very far away right now.
accent go? Homie and everything. Now you think I go to the motherfucking women, man. Shit.
That's what happens when I get pissed.
Wow. New York, I ain't gonna lie, but she's back in the motherfucking
That's
house.
okay. Buckwild's gonna go to her house where New York will not be anywhere near me because she is crazy.
So in the end,
Wow. So we asked this question throughout the entire season. We talked about it. We talked about it up and down. So this whole season, you know, the chat, the comments, everybody has just been sitting around waiting on you to finally get the answer to your question about, is this woman who she says she is? She definitely turned on her, like, I would like to speak it to the manager voice, you know?
And with a fitting name.
Yeah,
Becky.
Nice to meet you, Becky. Yeah,
Becky with the good hair, I guess.
I have been fighting the urge to call that woman Becky all season because to me, she stopped being Buckwild the moment this happened, and like I just know her as Becky, you know. And I know the chat, I know the people in the chat do too. Like, and it's for a number of reasons, but like that's Becky. That is Becky. I don't care what nobody says.
She's definitely a Becky. And like without her black scent, she's such a Becky. Like Becky, and like, you know, parents call her Rebecca, you know.
Oh my God, the chat's loving the reaction. Chantele, it was good. It was good. Now we gotta talk about some of the stuff, right? Jay pointing out that Becky turned into a little bit of a Karen. It was, that girl disrespected your house. She smoked in here. She assaulted someone in here. And I don't think it's right for you to keep her. It's like, oh my God.
What happened to your accent?
When that happened, I think we went to school the next day and people were like running to did you? Because the debate was all season. Is this real or not? You know?
I wanted her to stay longer though. Like I didn't want her to leave because he was like fighting with her. He's like, no, man, like stay. And she's like, no, I can't stay if she's here. And he's like, I'll protect you from her. And she would not stay. And it's because she, like, what's her name? New York. She was like not allowing her to be this fraud. Like she would just pour out, and like I think it was just the heat. Too much heat.
I think it's that and a mixture of New York is actually acting like an insane person. She's already touched somebody. She's tried to knock crazy out of her chair. She put her finger on somebody. She's been here one day. She called Buckwild everything but a child of God in one day. So I see that. I understand why Buckwild would not want to be there. I think most people with good sense would be like, no, there's no reason why me and New York should be interacting. But
like for the TV time, I would not leave a show for anybody. Nobody's pushing me out of a show.
Well, we didn't talk about that much. So Buckwild says, New York is the first woman that I don't know what she is going to do. She's crazy. And if someone touches my body, I'm going to fuck them up and lay them out. And I'm on probation. I just spent 30 grand to get out of jail and I'm not ruining my life for her. 30 grand? 30 grand. 30.
What did you do,
30
Buckwild?
grand? You know you have 30 grand to get out of jail? Like that's 30 is crazy.
Well, because like Becky probably has rich parents. Like
I mean, but 30 grand is crazy. Was she a waitress?
she's a waitress. So waitresses do actually make a lot more money than people like consider them to
Mhm.
have. But like when we looked at the area where she grew up, like it looked like a nice neighborhood.
Nice.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if her family had the means to be able to help her get a lawyer to get her out of jail.
And bail is normally like 10%. And so like 30.
What'd she do?
What did you do? Right. What did
It's
you do?
assault with a
It's
weapon,
got-
maybe?
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. If it's assault,
I can
then
see
think
that.
if it's assault, I think she's right to get her ass out of there. Because if you don't know, if you cannot take the heat,
Mm.
you need to get out the kitchen. And so I think she's right for that. But I do think that you're right. New York, had Becky stayed one more day, New York was never letting up. I think it was Brittany in the chat pointed out that like that was child's play in comparison to what New York would have done.
Mhm.
And then Lacey Mack said they didn't test Buck Wild for being on probation, which is also very interesting. You on probation, but you can go film a TV show? Okay.
Well, maybe it's part of her rehabilitation, like
Mm.
maybe it's part of her community service or something like that. I don't know how she
Yeah.
might have phrased it, but like you will know where I am. Like there's eyes on me all the time. I won't have a phone. Like I'm just good. You know what I mean? Like maybe she was phrasing it as like she would be on her good behavior.
Yeah. Flav pours some out for all three of them. Boot says, I don't care about New York being there because she ain't going to win because I'm going to win. And New York says, I hope they are worried and I hope they are wearing their saddles and strapped in because she's going to take them for a ride. And so, Chantele, now we are on the ride. I have so many questions for you now that you've gotten this far because we have narrowed it down. You see our nice grayed out pictures here. We would have been at the final four, but now we're at the final five. And
Well, it would have been 5 still because Buck Wild would have stayed. So, but
yeah, she would have stayed. Yeah, she would have stayed. That's true. So here we are. Boots, Bucky, Delicious, Crazy, and New York. Tell me, Chantele, what are we thinking? What do you want to talk about? Boot order? Do you want to talk about the winner? Do you want to talk about New York? Where do you want to go with this?
I think boot order.
Okay, so based on the clocks we got today, I believe Delicious was first, Boots was second, Bucky was third, Buck Wild technically was third. I think Bucky was next, then Crazy, and now of course New York is here. Boot order wise though, who do you think's next?
I think Bucky.
You think it's time for Bucky to go?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's outshining her, I think.
She had a really quiet episode. She did. We get a couple of her like, oh hell knows when it comes to, if New York is coming back in the game. But I do think that it was a quiet episode for Bucky. Okay, so let's count Bucky out of the running. And that's tough, right? Because Bucky was one of the front runners early on.
But like with these final 5, like I see him picking everybody else before her,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then once Bucky is gone, what you thinking?
Is it Boots?
You think Boots is gone?
Boots might have to be gone.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like Crazy and Delicious need to have that final showdown, right? And so if it's a final 3, like I don't think New York's going there. She's getting to the end again, no matter what. So whether he chooses her or not, she's getting to the end. And I feel like Crazy and Delicious need each other in the game, kind of like for the TV show. I feel like they'll stay in the show. And so I think that Boots might leave next. Like, but he did have that good kiss with her last week, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
New York did say that Boots is one of the only people here who's here for Flav.
Oh, fair.
She got the New York seal of approval.
But no, I think she might be out. I just feel like the final 3 is going to be Crazy, Delicious, in New York.
Okay.
And that just doesn't leave any room for Boots. Unless it's a final 4. How many episodes are left? What are we, episode 6? There's so many episodes left.
We got a lot of episodes left, okay? We got a lot of episodes left. We got a reunion to watch. So, there's that too. So
maybe
let's
say
say
a non-limb for next episode or something like that.
So let's say Bucky goes, then Boots goes. You got our final 3 then. Crazy, Delicious, and New York. Do you think at that point, New York will get to the final 2 again?
Yes.
Okay. You think New York will get to the final 2? Do you think she will win the season? Or do you think Flav will open the same wound again?
I think Flav will open the same wound again.
You think he would do that to her?
Yes. I do.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
I thought that he should have chosen her season 1 from what she displayed and like just the difference between Hoops and her. Like, I think he chose Hoops for the plot, and I think he'll do it again.
But who is he going to choose?
I think Delicious. No, I think Crazy, because Crazy reminds him of his ex baby mama.
One thing I will say about whenever they call Crazy down to get her clock, they do this weird racist ass Spanish guitar, and I laugh every time. I laugh every time because why are you doing that? Why? So yes, right now our prediction is Crazy, the winner of Flavor of Love season 2. She will beat New York in the final 2. Third place would be Delicious. Fourth place would be Boots, and then fifth place would be Bucky. And so now we just have to tune in next time to see if you are correct about things. Let's see. I want to ask you one more prediction because I like doing this. I like to know what you think the episode is going to be about. And so let's see. The name of the next episode is Boxing Each Other Out.
Oh, okay. It's probably going to be a fight for your man type date. So they're going to be in a ring, and I think that they're going to like be boxing, and the winner gets a date with Flavor Flav.
Okay, now this sounds amazing because could you imagine Boots and like or Crazy and Delicious like in a boxing ring? Like imagine just like fake ass
I
bitch.
can.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, we will see if you are correct, Chantele. This was so much fun.
I mean, I love when I know that I have a reaction to do. I'm like, oh, okay, what's gonna go on here? So I definitely love covering this episode. The season obviously has been great, but this episode was super fun. And yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying myself. And what I think is I enjoy as well is so there's a lot of people that know that we're covering the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on the B&B last week, so make sure you guys check out the B&B. I was on with Mike Bloom and Liana Boris, and we were talking about the fact, I don't think it was online, it might have been after, like I plugged the episode, but like I think we're talking after, and she's like, I didn't know you've never seen it. She's like, I thought that you guys were just covering it. And I'm like, no, I've never seen it. She's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, so like people, when they realize that like it's a first time watch for myself, they are even more excited and intrigued. So that's been really fun, letting people know that I'm watching it for the first time.
Yeah. And I love that we get to watch you watch it for the first time. So we will be back next week to talk about episode 7. And in the meantime, again, thank you to all the people in the chat. I see Harmony popping in late as hell on the CP time. But Chantele, tell everybody what you're working on and what you had going on with Jay West today. I popped in the chat.
Yeah, we were talking about the challenge. I was working, so I wasn't able to do the challenge on Wednesday right after the episode. And so Jay West wanted to jump in. He's been in my comments a lot. He came and chatted a couple weeks ago, and he's like, anytime, invite me. I want to come on and chat. So you're gonna see him wind me up in our chat today. We have had a little bit of a spat, well, for sure, which was very, very fun. Talking about the most recent episode of the challenge, episode 14, I believe. And I haven't done it yet, but I need to get caught up on the Traders Canada. I do want to do some recaps. I was asked to do some exit press, so I'm like, okay, let's get on top of this. And so I'll be doing the exit press for the Traders Canada. So definitely tune into that. I haven't recorded episode 1 and 2 recaps yet, so I will get on top of everything. And then as of next week, I'll be on a better schedule. So that's all that's happening on Reality Realness with 3 S's.
All right. Thank you so much, Chantele. And then, of course, here on a Recap Kickback, we got a lot going on. Mari and I are talking about Interview with the Vampire Season 1. That podcast should be up and available at this time. So check it out. We just did episodes 3 and 4. Mari has never seen past episode 4, and so I'm very excited. It's kind of like with Chantele, watching Mari watch it for the first time. And then Gia and I every other week are talking about Abbott Elementary here on recapkickback.com, youtube.com/@recapkickback. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, recapkickback.com/subscribe, or join our Facebook community, and join the Facebook community, recapkickback.com/Facebook. That's it. Happy Halloween to all those who celebrate, and to those who don't. We got to catch y'all next time anyway, all right? Peace.
I've been trapped behind this wall, Maria. Isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.